You know, let me get straight into it. So the first thing y'all should know is the customs and courtesies. Hopefully at this point you guys know the ranks, so you got from E1s all the way to E9s. The ones I want to focus on in particular are the NCO positions, which is essentially the E5 all the way to E9s. When you speak with the NCO, make sure that you stand at ease, which pretty much have your arms out your back. Biggest thing that people give people smoke is when when the drill sergeant walks into a room by themselves. You will call at ease, right? That seems pretty easy. Here's where a lot of stuff gets tricky. You do not call at ease when there's more than one drill sergeant in that footprint radius. So say if we're in the CT building, say y'all got 4 platoons, you might have a drill sergeant and 3rd platoon is on all other sides, and the main entrance is on the whole other end. This is how people get in trouble or get smoked. They'll forget about that drill sergeant that's in the other platoon that's sitting there. Another drill sergeant walks out the door. They forgot about him. They'll call at ease. That is seen as disrespect because you're indirectly saying that he's not a drill sergeant. That's how they take it. However, here's where it gets a little tricky. You already got 2 drill sergeants present, right? 2 NCOs already present. A 1st sergeant walks in. You got to call at ease for the 1st sergeant. Even though it could be 2, 3, 4 drill sergeant present, you have to call at ease for the 1st sergeant. Same goes with a sergeant major. However, this is where it goes to the officer side of it. Say for example, first sergeant is in and a company commander walks in. You'll call company attention or whatever setting y'all in attention. However, if a officer is already in the room and a 1st sergeant walk in, you do not call at ease. And a lot of times too, the drill sergeant will be petty. Say they can open the door, but they never put their foot in the CT building. So a lot of times people call it ease before they step in, and then they'll get smoked. And I'm telling everybody, especially people that have expressive personality, you will never do on any occasion, whether you're speaking with an NCO, an officer, a warrant officer, talk with your hands. You will get cussed out immediately. Do not talk with your hands. Do not explain something like, hey, yeah, go over here, or nothing like that. I got yelled at for doing that. I know that might be confusing for most of you guys that hearing this for the first time, but you'll understand it. Well, you want to understand it regardless. You're going to get smoked. The next people that you want to be cautious, be aware of in base training are the officers, because those are the sneaky ones. Because a lot of times you're not going to see a 2nd lieutenant, which are pretty much new officers. You're going to probably see 1st lieutenants. And the reason why I'm saying that is that they already kind of used to their rank. Essentially, you know, at first when you're 2nd lieutenant, you want to be saluted. You want people to call sensitive attention. Not all of them, but a decent amount will try to avoid being around the CT building. So they'll try to walk around, but if they're in the building, you still have to call attention. Company attention, platoon attention, room attention, or whatever. And then you will personally salute that officer, and you will hold that salute until they acknowledge you. So you'll be like, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Carry on. And then drop their salute, you drop them right after that. So make sure when you speak with them, you know, sir. These are the officers, the only ones that you have to call sir and ma'am. So everybody else, nobody else besides civilians that you be calling sir and ma'am at all. Warrant officers, I won't speak too much on them. You'll say Mr. and Mrs., but you will probably rarely see a warrant officer in basic training. I think this is probably the number 1, if not number 2 thing that y'all should know. Social awareness. So being aware when the drill sergeants are serious, or which drill sergeant is more lax, more strict, who plays that, who can you talk to more informally, who can you not talk to, or if they're around certain people, which drill sergeant when they're around certain people, how they act. Be aware on that dynamic, because you're gonna have some drill sergeants that's gonna be cool, but when they're around this drill sergeant over here, they're gonna be a little more antsy, or they're around this 1st sergeant or senior drill sergeant, they'll get more uptight. So just being aware of that type of stuff will help you a lot while you're in base training. Just being observant and aware of what's going on. I'm trying to tell y'all, trust me, bro. This in the army, you need to cover yourself on any occasion. Make sure you guys have a proper battle buddy pair when you talk with anybody of authority. Something bad happens and it falls on you, you'll say, hey, the NCO told me this. They go talk to NCO, he'll deny it. You're by yourself. Who word are they going to take? I'll say 9.9 out of 10, they're going to take the NCO word over yours. A lot of times that whether you're doing dirt, not doing dirt, you need to be aware of what's going on around you. Because say for example, you gotta know people's intentions, because you might think they're your homeboys or homegirls, and they might be doing dirt with you, not because they rock with you or they putting you on stuff. Is that if they get caught, they got someone they can also pass the blame on too. You say, oh, say for example he got contraband and he get caught, but such and such has it, y'all don't say nothing to him. And that happened. I had a story about that. I'll tell that in another video. Some general knowledge stuff that's very important to know is make sure you know the general orders. Make sure you're able to say them on command, because you'll get tested on that material. It's very testable. It is a requirement to know this information when you phase out. Also too, you're gonna go into basic training, you know, the DFAC, or you're gonna get your food, get some hot A's, and drill sergeant might walk up to you and say, hey, tell me second general order, and you kind of stumbling, not sure of it, go sit back in line. Next thing I'll say important is make sure you know the soldier creed. That's probably the biggest thing you should know, like off bat. Like if you can't memorize anything else, make sure you know the army song and the soldier's creed. Make sure you can say that on point. Learn some of the how to plot points and like 6-point grids and 8-point grids. Like have an idea how to do it, because certain drill sergeants teach in different manners. You're not going to be able to pick up on what's BS and what's not. Because I had one drill sergeant that taught it, and it was actually wrong on how they did the azimuths. But if you didn't know that and no one corrected them, we would have did land navigation and basic training. We would have all been messed up. I say a very overlooked thing people do not do. If you have the chance to do this, if you're a reservist or a National Guard, I would suggest. I wish I did this. Go to drill week, talk to your recruiter and see when the drill schedule is, and then learn how to do facing movements. So learn how to do the about face, learning how to stay in step, get in step, and if you're out of step, how to get back in step, and how to march, how to do column rights, column lefts, half right phase, left phase, right phase, about phase. A lot of those movements are very key, especially if you want to look real squared away when you go into basic training. Even something simple as knowing the song, the cadence songs, like that'd be pretty cool. If you know probably like 3 songs going into there, like you'll get high respect when you go there from the drill sergeant. If you're looking to get maybe promotion points, get awarded the Soldier of the Year, which helps with promotion points. If you want to be, have a good impression with the drill sergeant, if you know all that stuff and be super squared away, you'll be on point, because that did get a lot of respect for people that know how to do the facing movements, how to march. All the thing you should know when you're basic training as well, as far as on the fitness side. If you working out right now, getting ready for basic training, I would say focus more on running as opposed to strength, because I'm a very strong guy. Far as doing, deadlifts, power ball throw, all that stuff, that's not really an issue for me. That's actually pretty easy. But far as on a perception level, you are deemed as more athletically gifted if you can do 2 things really well. If you can do a ball throw really well, and if you can have a great run time. Running is probably the most glorified thing in the Army. If you can run real quick in a long distance, or be able to have great endurance while you do your cardio, you'll get a lot of rep, a lot of like cred of being a top dog just for having a great cardio. So I would say brute strength is cool, but having good cardio will be probably #1 thing. I would say the biggest thing is build shoulder strength and leg strength and cardio, because when you carry that ruck, your shoulders are going to be killing, your traps are going to be dying. So if you don't work out anything else before you go to basic training, I would say your legs and your traps. If you don't do anything else, cardio, legs, and traps. So, because you put that ruck on you, and then you don't fatigue out as fast when you start walking and stuff. So that'd be too easy. Know how to talk to people. If you come in that mindset like you know everything, you better than everybody, and you're not looking out for people, because you can be smart, you can be knowledgeable, you can know a lot of stuff, and people will still respect you. But if you come in there just like being rude, acting like you're better than everybody, and just like having that moxie, trust me, you're gonna have a hard time while you're in basic training. Someone will check you, or people will not respond to you as you think, and you're gonna have a hard time trying to win them over, and you're gonna be stressing, especially if you're in a leadership position. You're gonna have a hard time getting things done and accomplished. Sometimes that it may be kind of, intimidating, never be in an authoritative position, knowing how to deal with criticism, know how to, being in harsh environments, being yelled at, and not always having to be so responsive. I think that you should know that, because you're going to get challenged a lot. You're going to be in predicaments where you're going to quit. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give up. You're going to be down. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be sad. Knowing how to communicate and just knowing how to interact with people and build that camaraderie, I say that's probably one of the biggest things I can tell you guys, because you don't want to do base training by yourself. Granted, if you're already squared away, already kind of know how to do stuff because you probably did military school in the past, or you already have military family or something like that, you'd probably be fine for base training. But if you don't have that support system with you, build that support system while you're on base training, because your brothers don't get you right. They'll never leave fallen comrade, you know, always place the mission first type deal. So I think that's very prevalent, to just know how to interact with people, how to build friends, because the people that you think may not be good assets to you, maybe because they may be different cultures, different age, different race, or whatever, those will probably be your best friends in helping you and giving you guidance to help you guys succeed in basic training. So let me know what you guys think about the thing that you should know, and if this is helpful when you go to basic training. Hit subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'm out. Gone.